Welcome back, everyone, to the Income Stacker. Today we're going to talk about free car with note. What does that mean? Well, a lot of times you'll buy a car, and with the money you spend on the car, you could spend that money on a note and buy the car or make the payments on the car and have enough left over to buy another car. So let's take a look at what that looks like. But before we do, I'd like to just talk about cars in general and how they depreciate. Over time, cars depreciate very quickly, so it's a very poor investment. Yes, you have to have one, but at the same time, you might want to consider buying one that is not overpriced or something that is slightly used. So if you purchase a car, let's say with cash for 30 grand, did you know that 6 years later, the car's only worth roughly 10 grand? So you lost $20,000 in depreciation in a short 6-year time frame. That is pathetic. And, if it keeps going, 12 years later, the car is practically worth nothing. So the other thing is that for the first 5 years, the cars depreciate on average anywhere from 15 to 25% each and every year. So I found a pretty cool graphic online that I wanted to show that demonstrates this. And then we'll get back to buying a car with a note. So let's take a look at that. So here we see, let's say you bought a car, again, roughly $30,000. And the minute you drive it off the lot, the car is worth about 10% less. So let's say you had the car for a week. Well, the car is worth about 10% less now. Pretty sad. So now let's keep going. A year later, the car is worth $24,000. So you lost $6,000. 2 years later, it's worth $10,000 less, or $20,000. 3 years, 4 years, it keeps dropping like a rock. 5 years, the car's worth 12 grand. You've lost 60% of the value, and it's pretty sad world. Now, if you look at the totals, again, this is just an approximation. You lost about $18,000 in 5 years, a little over 60% of the value, and now you continue to drive your car, but it's not worth a whole lot. So, the reason I show this is because I think people spend so much money on a car and they don't realize what's happening in time. Now, instead of buying the car directly with the cash, what if you purchased the car using the financing from the dealer and then bought a note with cash, right? With the $30,000. Let's see what that would look like. So, let's say you finance the car purchase with financing, right? You bought the car, you got financing from the dealer, and you paid cash for the note. So let's look at this. So first you go out and buy a car with financing, again, $30,000 car. Now the car loan is going to cost you $440 a month, assuming you have a 72 month note or a 6-year note. Now, let's say you buy a note now for $30,000 on a residential piece of real estate that's secured, and you're paying or getting paid $450 a month for, let's say, 12 years or 144 months. So every month for 144 months, you're getting paid $450. So for the first 6 years, you can pay that note with that $450, right? And then after that is done, the car is paid off, and now you have another 72 months or 6 years of payments coming in at $450 a month, which adds up to be $32,500 at end of year 6. In other words, you get a free car, right? Because you bought the one car and with the note, so you paid $30,000, but you have enough left over after 6 years to buy another car. So you go turn around and buy the next car with cash. So if you look at this, it's really a matter of you buy it cash, you get the car and nothing else. You buy the note, you get the car and $32,000. Which would you rather have? Pretty straightforward, pretty simple. So I just wanted to demonstrate this. Of course, you could take that money and do a lot of things, right? You could buy another note, which I would suggest instead of buying a car, and income stack, just like we talk about here. Now you have 450 plus 450, now you have $900 coming in a month, and so on and so forth. So let's take it to the next level. What if, now again, this is not super practical, but what if you did this with a house? So let's say you bought a home with financing and you paid $300,000 for the house, or you got $300,000 loan, and at 4%, 30-year loan would cost you about $1,432 a month. So you're paying $1,432 a month. You turn around, you buy a note for $300,000 at 10%, paying $2,632 a month for 30 years. You use the income from the note to pay your house payment, and you have $1,200 left over each and every month, excess cash flow, for 30 years. So that's another $432,000 over 30 years. So that's roughly $14,000 a year. How would you like to have an additional $14,000 a year using a technique like this? Now, true, not everyone has $300,000 to buy the note, but a lot of people put that much money into stocks, bonds, and mutual funds, and truthfully, they're not going to get this kind of return. So, think about it. This is just some ideas to, get you thinking. And if you'd like more information, you can email me or go to our website and sign up for more learning tips at incomestacker.com. And make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel, and we'll talk to you on the next video.